Let's start the Omni-Spirits Bureau Dark Fates. I think this one in Korean, it was translated as yoge, which is the word they use when they translate yokai. So, makes sense. It is kind of like a yokai, right?
신분증, 평가 증명서, 합격 통지서. 휴, 다 챙겼네요.
I didn't pull for Artem because I knew you were gonna cover it. Thank you for having faith in me. But yeah. Can't believe you let Vin screw you. I know. I feel very ashamed right now. I'm feeling very shamed. Okay. You've checked 4 or 5 times on the way here. We're just going to report in. Nothing's going to go wrong. So you don't have to worry so much. Is this already like right into the other setting or something? What is she wearing? Ooh. Rosa looks kind of cute.
그렇긴 하지만
And she always looks cute, but
긴장되는 건 어쩔 수 없네요. 초급 시험도 겨우 통과해서 정식 요원이 된 거니까요.
how dare you, Kathy? That is slander and lies. I am not a Vin main. But we know that he's pretty, so. Honestly, like, Vin is one of those characters where I pull for the drama. Can you read their lines? Okay, will do. I know, but I can't help feeling nervous. We worked so hard to pass the initial assessment to become official agents. Oh, so it's already into the setting. Okay, so Kiki is also on her team? Their agent?
이제야 야외에 나가 연구를 할 수 있게 됐어요. 어쩌면 길을 잃은 동족들을 하퍼시로 데려올 수도 있겠죠.
Okay. Now I can finally go out into the field to conduct research and maybe even bring lost members of our kind back to Hushu City. Your kind? Oh, is Kiki also? Is Rosa? Okay, hang on. What kind? Hushu City is where Rosa lives. Unlike many other regions, humans and monsters coexist here in harmony. Unlike Rosa, who is human. Oh, Kiki Bennett is a Lushu monster who has taken human form. So Kiki is a monster. Ah, okay. She's a yokai. That's cool. When you get to the part where you gotta clean up the boys, click their crotch. Oh my god. Mario said I don't have a problem down there and then I died. Oh, Jesus. Okay. But both of them serve in the Omni-Spirits Bureau, an agency responsible for maintaining city order and resolving conflicts between humans and spirits. After a 6-month internship, they've both passed the assessment together.
이날을 얼마나 기다렸는지.
I've waited so long for this day. Before she can finish speaking, a dark shadow suddenly flashes in front of them, blocking the path. Oh! That's cool. A monster that can no longer maintain its human form lets out a roar. A thick, murky aura surrounds it.
큰일 났어요. 복제예요.
Oh no. It's gone berserk. The berserk monster lunges at Rosa. She pulls Kiki out of the way, but both of them are inadvertently affected by its murky aura. Rosa hears Kiki gasp sharply. Watch out! She steps in front of Kiki, intertwining her fingers. Oh my god, the U's are so hard to remember when there are 2 characters on the scene. It's so hard to not remember. Figure out. Intertwining her fingers to release her demonic powers. Their demonic powers then? Because she's a human. I'm so confused. Whatever. The bluebird circles overhead, crying out as it dispels every trace of the monster's murky aura. Oh! The monster stops attacking. After swaying in place for a moment, it dissolves into the same murky mist. Everything vanishes completely within the fluttering wings of the bluebird. The surroundings return to peace, leaving only a few scattered, sharp, spike-like fragments on the ground.
요괴의 뼈가 이미 부서졌네요.
The cursed bone has already shattered. Cursed bone. The cursed bone is the core of a monster and the source of their demonic power. According to records, monsters can grow stronger by cultivating their cursed bone. All right. Rose is a social worker with a gun. That's what it sounds like. Some, however, are not satisfied with this slow process and seek out more sinister methods. In Chinese, bluebird has more of a connotation of clarity or purity. Okay, that makes sense. While one can quickly gain power by absorbing human life force or stealing the spiritual energy of other monsters, doing so comes with the risk of going berserk. Berserk monsters lose their reason and attack any living creature in sight. Without treatment, they eventually fade into nothingness. The power they worked so hard to obtain turns into engulfing breath. I wanted to say engulfing lightning immediately. Jesus, Genshin has rotten my brain. Rotted my brain? Rotten. Whatever. Which harms all life. Even normal monsters gradually lose control when exposed to it. Remembering that Kiki came into contact with some of the engulfing breath earlier, Rosa glances at her with concern. Kiki, are you alright? Were you affected by the engulfing breath? Kiki shakes her head and gently pats Rosa's shoulder to reassure her.
전 괜찮아요.
I'm alright.
다행히 파랑새의 힘으로 삼켜진 숨결을 정화할 수 있었네요. 아니었으면 아까 위험할 뻔했어요.
Thanks to your bluebird's power, having purified the engulfing breath, we're out of danger.
삼켜진 숨결 때문에 수많은 동족이 폭주하게 된 거예요. 그래서 바깥으로 나가서 연구를 해보고 싶은 거고요.
Many of our kind have gone berserk due to engulfing breath, so I wanted to conduct research in the wild.
삼켜진 숨결의 영향을 받지 않는 방법만 찾을 수 있다면 얼마나 좋을까요?
It would be so good if I could find a way to avoid being affected by the engulfing breath. It's strange. How could there be berserk monsters in the city? The engulfing breath should be confined to the wilderness. Kiki lets out a heavy sigh and then leans into her ear and lowers her voice.
그 얘기 못 들었어요?
Have you heard?
요즘은 야외에서 부서진 요괴의 뼈랑 폭주한 요괴가 훨씬 많아졌다고요.
Actually, she says, haven't you heard? But haven't you heard? They found lots of shadowed cursed bones in the wild lately. There are many more monsters that have gone berserk than ever before. Not the cursed boner. Not the stinky breath. The all-encompassing stinky breath. Ever since our two races entered a period of peace, incidences like this have become quite rare. In ancient times, there were frequent conflicts between the two races. Some monsters took a dark path to enhance their powers, which led to an engulfing breath outbreak in the mortal realm. To avoid being devoured by the engulfing breath, humans and the still rational monsters joined forces to establish settlements, keeping the engulfing breath at bay. After a long period of development, the settlement evolved into Hushu City, and an organization symbolized by anima in all things emerged, which has now developed into the Omni-Spirits Bureau.
일단 그만 생각하죠. 도착했어요.
Let's put that aside for now. We're here. Rosa protracts her wandering thoughts and looks towards the detached building at the end of the street, the Omni-Spirits Bureau. Okay. Ooh.
초급 요원 임명장을 다시 한번 확인하시고 문제 없으시다면 마지막에 서명해 주세요.
Please review the junior agent appointment letter again. If everything looks good, please sign at the bottom. After completing all the paperwork, HR hands her the letter of appointment. Okay. Without hesitation, Kiki takes the pen and signs her name. Rosa follows her and signs right after. Didn't even read it. So different from how they normally should be as lawyers.
드디어 야외로 나갈 수 있게 됐어요.
Finally, we can go out into the wild.
말년국에 정식으로 합류하신 걸 축하합니다.
Congratulations on officially joining the Omni-Spirits Bureau. You are... Rosa, read it, Rosa. The HR person pauses for a moment when they see her name.
죄송하지만 요원님은 국장실로 한번 가주세요.
Oh. I'm so sorry, but please head straight to the director's office. Huh? Okay.
그럼 일 보세요. 저도 먼저 가서 보고할게요.
Do you even have health insurance? Dental? Go ahead, I'll report in first. Okay. Alright, director's office. Just as she reaches the doorway, she's about to knock when a voice comes from inside saying, "Come in." She pushes open the slightly ajar door and sees the director rolling up a scroll on his desk. Rosa reading, what am I, a lawyer? Director, were you looking for me?
왔군.
You're here.
여기 앉게나.
Have a seat. Director Joe. He gestures to the chair with his chin, signaling for Rosa to sit across from him.
얼마 전에 초급 시험을 통과했다는 소식을 듣고 정말 기뻤다네.
I was so happy to hear that you passed your preliminary assessment.
유력을 가진 인간은 본래 드문데 자네가 품고 있는 파랑새의 힘은 그 중에서도 아주 특별한 능력이지.
Okay. So it is so that your was just Rosa's because she has powers. Okay, so she's a human with powers. Humans with demonic powers like yours are already rare, and your bluebird power is even more precious.
삼켜진 숨결을 정화할 수 있는 건 현재 자네뿐이야. 그래서 우리 쪽에서도 자네를 중점적으로 육성하고 다양한 임무를 통해 경험을 쌓게 해야 한다는 데 뜻을 모았어.
You're the only one who can purify engulfing breath, so everyone agrees we should focus on training you and giving you more experience. The director gazes at Rosa with expectation. As she follows his gaze, memories of her childhood begin to surface. She once had a strange and wonderful encounter with the bluebird. As she faded away, she bestowed her mystical powers upon Rosa. She didn't realize until later in life that she was the last bluebird. By some twist of fate, she became the only one to inherit her power. Because she possesses more power than ordinary people, she naturally wants to help others, both humans and monsters.
말령국엔 여러 가지 업무가 있어.
Speedrun backstory, right?
야외 탐사에 나가는 것 외에도
It's fine.
아주
I'm good
중요한
with that.
임무가 하나 더 있는데
The Omni-Spirits Bureau has many different divisions. Besides going on field explorations, we have another important mission.
바로 야외에서 방황하는 요괴들을 구조해서 하퍼시에 정착시키고 사회에 잘 적응할 수 있도록 돕는 일이지.
Ah. Rescuing monsters who are lost in the wilderness, bringing them back to settle in Hoshu City, and helping them reintegrate into society. As the director speaks, he points downstairs.
1층에 빈 방 하나를 정리해두라고 했어.
I've cleared out a room on the
요괴
first
정착
floor.
지원을 전문으로 맡을 직업 소개 부서를 따로 만들 생각이야.
Oh, I plan to set up a department for job placement focused entirely on helping monsters resettle.
이 부서는 자네가 맡았으면 해.
I want you to be in charge of this department. Me?
자네는 인간과 요괴 두 종족의 입장을 모두 이해할 수 있는 특별한 경험이 있으니 이 일을 잘 해낼 수 있을 거라 믿어.
Your unique circumstances allow you to empathize with both humans and monsters. I believe you're up for the task. Thank you for trusting in me, Director. I'll do my best.
마지막으로 한 가지가 더 있어.
And one more thing.
최근에 요원들이 야외에서 부서진 요괴의 뼈를 발견했다고 해.
Recently, many agents have discovered shattered cursed bones in the wilderness.
그래서 야외 내 구역의 위험도가 모두 높아졌다고 판단되고 있지.
Therefore, we believe the danger level has increased in all 4 districts of the wilderness. Outside Hoshu City, the area shrouded in engulfing breath is divided into 4 regions based on terrain, namely the Imperious City, Jade Quarry, Beast Cave, and Delusional Forest. The 4 districts are arranged from closest to farthest from the city, and the concentration of engulfing breath increases the farther out it goes. The director pushes the scroll on the desk towards her.
탐사를 나갈 생각이라면 가급적 팀을 꾸려서 움직이는 게 좋아. 내가 야외 탐사 자격이 있는 몇 명을 추려봤네.
Oh, if you're going to explore, it's best to go as a team. I've selected a few suitable candidates who are qualified for fieldwork.
자, 이 사람들 아직 기억하지?
You still remember these people, of course. Ah! The scroll on the table unfurls with a rustle, and 4 silhouettes gradually appear on the blank silk. It's them. Okay, I guess in the card you meet them. Then this is like the side story. Oh god, so confused.
맞아. 실습하면서 다들 만나봤겠지.
Yes, you've interacted with all of them during your internship. These 4 are Luke, a fellow agent at the Omni-Spirits Bureau. Oh god. He's the childhood friend even here. Just kidding. Artem, a monster attorney. Artem gets to remain a lawyer. Vin, a doctor at the healing clinic. Okay, still a doctor, different kind of doctor. And Marius, the second in command of the Von Hagen auction house. Okay. Seriously. It seems they each possess demonic power for different reasons, though. Oh my god, there's a grammar mistake here. Though they haven't truly revealed them before. But strangely enough, faint demon-like figures appear behind each of them on the silk fabric.
자, 이번 임무야.
Here, this is your next task. He hands Rosa a task sheet with only a few short lines written on it. Head to Dawnwind Road to assist trainee agent Luke in resolving a serious assault case. Monster attorney is the... It really is. It really is. Monster attorney is so funny. Take the criminal case file to attorney Artem in the Haisha district. Take the injured Vermilion Bird to the healing clinic on Gushan Street for treatment by Dr. Richter. Oh, hang on. A theft has occurred at the Von Hagen auction house. Head to the Von Hagen auction house in Junin Lane to inquire about the situation.
이번 기회에 이 사람들이랑 더 많이 접촉해보고 파트너를 선택해봐.
Take this opportunity to get to know them better. Choose a partner. I understand. I'll give it careful consideration. She looks so serious. Her gaze falls on the silk again. As the ink dries, their silhouettes fade along with it. The silk returns to its former blank state. Monster attorney. My goodness. Take this scroll with you as well. It can capture all the monsters you encounter, making it easier to bring them back. Thank you, Director. I'll be heading out now. Okay. Alright, welcome to the Omni-Spirits Bureau. Before starting work, please select a character as your work partner. You can change your partner at any time. Yeah, we're being Artem. Artem's Monster Law Office. This is so funny. I'm finally here. Since this isn't her first visit, Artem doesn't come out to greet her. She walks through the long corridor and reaches his office. He's the only one in the entire law office. He's a famous monster attorney who takes on cases only from other monsters. I mean, he might be the only monster attorney. Very few people are willing to do this, so even though his win rate is extremely high, some monsters still refuse to trust him. The Omni-Spirits Bureau often handles criminal cases. When defendants can't find legal representation, the Bureau asks their partner lawyers to take the case pro bono. Mr. Wing, here are the files for the new case.
그냥 백은우라고 불러주세요.
Please just call me
우리 이미
Pegunu.
여러 번 만났잖아요.
We've met a few times already, haven't we? Ah, alright, Artem. Artem simply sets the case file aside. He's holding another document which looks like it's from another case. Alright, have you been wanting to conduct fieldwork?
갑자기 어떻게? 국장님이 알려주셨나요?
How did you suddenly... Did the director tell you that? Yeah, and I'm actually putting together a team. We could potentially work together if you'd like.
물론이죠.
Of course.
덕분에 큰 고민을 해결했네요.
That would actually solve a major concern of mine. Thankfully. May I ask why you want to go out into the wilderness? Artem thinks for a moment and then hands her a document. The Mystic Stag case?
이것도 말령국에서 제가 맡은 국선 변호 중 하나예요. 얼마 전에 검은 사슴이 야외에서 요력을 탈취했다는 혐의로 기소됐거든요.
Oh, of course it's a stag, right? Of course it's a deer. This isn't just theft, it's monster embezzlement. This is one of the pro bono cases assigned to me by the Omni-Spirits Bureau. The Mystic Stag was recently charged with the forceful snatching of spiritual powers in the wilderness.
피해를 당한 요괴의 이름은 창우인데
The victim is
물을
Changyeo,
부르는 능력이 있는 요괴예요.
a water controlling monster.
창우가 가멀성에서 말령국 요원한테 발견됐을 때는 이미 숨이 끊어지기 직전이었어요.
When he was discovered in Imperious City, he was already on the verge of death. Was it the Mystic Stag who killed him?
아니요. 검은 사슴이 직접 그를 죽인 건 아니었어요.
No, he didn't kill him directly.
창우의 요력 대부분을 빼앗아간 거죠.
But he had taken most of his spiritual power.
창우는 너무 쇠약해진 나머지 삼켜진 숨결의 영향을 받아 폭주했고 요괴의 뼈까지 산산이 부서졌어요.
Changyeo was weakened and lost control of under the influence of engulfing breath, so his cursed bone shattered. The Bureau has indeed found quite a few shattered cursed bones in the wilderness lately. The screen in front of Rosa displays photos from the crime scene. In an old room, shattered bones are scattered in the corners.
현장에 있던 요원이 사건을 말령국에 넘겼고 조사 결과 범인은 검은 사슴으로 밝혀졌어요.
The agents at the scene reported this incident to the Omni-Spirits Bureau, and after investigation, the culprit was found to be the Mystic Stag. The file records the crime scene and sequence of events in detail. The Mystic Stag was taken into custody and openly admitted to the crimes. But now that the Mystic Stag has confessed, in theory, this case should be closed. Could there be something else going on behind the scenes? The mystical stag mystically snagged some boners. Forming a team, Rose forming the Avengers. Yes, Rosa is forming the Monster Avengers. And the first person she's gonna get is a lawyer. He's always dear. Yes, he is. Let's take a moment actually to admire his outfit. I really like this. It's so good. I think they all look great though. Like whenever they do these traditional designs, I don't think they ever miss. Like it always just looks so so good. This color is so good on him. And I love how it's in his hair. And look at this little red string wrapping here. Oh, it's so cute. It's so pretty. The little accents of red on the blue and black also like really stand out and look nice. She knew to lawyer up but not to read the contract. Well, that's why she got him. He's gonna read the contract.
저도 아직 확실한 건 없지만 검은 사슴의 태도를 보면 뭔가 석연찮은 게 있어요.
Oh. I don't know what's going on yet, but after seeing the Mystic Stag's demeanor, something seems suspicious.
그냥 방치한다면 검은 사슴에 대한 판결은 가장 공정한 판단이 되지 않을 거예요.
If we leave things as they are,
그래서
the verdict
제가
won't be fair.
사건 현장을 직접 조사해 보려 합니다.
So I want to investigate the crime scene directly. Still as responsible as ever, I see.
괜찮으면 바로 출발하죠.
If you're ready, then let's go out right now. Sure, let's leave right now. Sorry, let's leave right now. The monocle screams, I stole this in the divorce from Vin. All right. When Rosa explores a new area, figuring out the route is always the most important thing. Unfortunately, the map of this area isn't complete yet. I wonder if we can find any monsters living around here to confirm our route. All right, I'm not reading directions anymore. I can slow down. Okay. Luckily, this isn't a dangerous area. A few gentle-looking spirits. This is why I struggle with reading, though I can see the mistakes coming. A few gentle-looking spirits trot past her. Rosa and Artem quickly seize the opportunity to ask them some questions and finally confirm the route they should take. Perfect. Now we can smoothly proceed to our next destination. With the completed map in hand, she immediately resumes her journey. It should be they, but whatever. That's enough. Rest? Where do I want to go now? Kind of confused. How do I continue with the story? Do we just have to keep resting? Oh, wait. I see it this way. Sorry, I couldn't find the, There it is. See it now. What's wrong, Artem? I'm thinking about the mystic stag. We've seen quite a few shattered, cursed bones along the way. Assuming that none of this is related to the mystic stag, who could be the real culprit? Earlier, they briefly organized all the known information, laying out their next course of action. But she only ended up with more questions than answers as the mystery deepened. Speculating further won't help us now. Let's continue investigating. We're bound to find some new leads. That's true. After walking a few steps, Artem stiffly raises his arm and rubs his shoulder. Huh? Your body? She notices a murky substance clinging to him, spreading toward his shoulders and neck. Engulfing breath? Artem frowns slightly, his fingertips brushing over the subtle stirring of spiritual power. But the engulfing breath remains completely unaffected, stubbornly extending its tendrils like a repulsive parasite. Ooh! I must find a way to eliminate it, otherwise the engulfing breath will only corrode deeper and deeper. Corrosion! Sorry. Let me try, just relax. She places her hand on his shoulder, attempting to purify him using the power of the bluebird. Within moments, the previously relentless engulfing breath stops spreading and even begins to recede. Great, my power is doing something.
고마워요. 정화가 정말 효과 있네요.
Ooh, your purification was quite effective.
힘들면 저를 놓아도 돼요. 절대 무리하지 마세요.
If it's too much, you can let go. Don't overdo it.
네,
Yes.
아까 느꼈던 어지러움이 많이 가라앉았어요.
The dizziness from earlier has subsided. A lot.
당신의 힘 덕분에 모두 사라졌어요.
Thanks to your strength, it's all disappeared. As the last trace of engulfing breath dissipates into the air, Rosa breathes a long sigh of relief. How are you feeling? Don't worry, I'm feeling much better. The calm and gentle tone in his familiar voice helps soothe her nerves. It was unexpected, but fortunately you had a solution. Danger is always unpredictable, but I'm glad you're safe. Yeah, we should stick together from here on. Of course, we're teammates, aren't we? Abandoned building. Ooh. A wind comes from nowhere, sweeping through the sealed room. The ceiling lights flicker, dim and eerie. Inside an abandoned building in Imperious City, Rosa and Artem have just finished combing through every corner. There's barely a trace left. Normally, the Bureau wouldn't bother cleaning up shattered, cursed bones out in the field. Maybe they brought back the cursed bones for investigation because of how unusual this case is.
아쉽게도 사건 기록에는 관련 정보가 없네요.
Unfortunately, no such information was found in the recorded files. They probably couldn't find anything.
그래도 조사하러 온 요원이 이 근처에서 떨어진 사슴뿔을 발견해서 검은 사슴을 특정할 수 있었죠.
Even so, the investigators found shed antlers in the area, which identified the mystic stag. The wind stirs the dust piled up in the room. Artem sweeps away the drifting particles in front of her. I've never seen a mystic stag, but according to the Omni-Spirits Bureau's records, a deer spirit becomes a cyan deer after 1,000 years of cultivation, and a mystic stag after 2,000 years. Changyo is an ancient demon. I've heard that he's violent in nature and immensely powerful. How did the mystic stag manage to subdue him with just 2,000 years of cultivation?
근처를 둘러보죠.
Let's check this area. Abandoned building courtyard. Wait, isn't this where that cult hung themselves? Are they recycling assets? I'm just kidding. Of course they are. Outside the courtyard, weeds grow thick, and there are footprints on the ground, not spirits on the ground, likely left by Omni-Spirits Bureau agents during their investigation. This is where they found the antlers. Ooh, an actual crack. The slender branch snaps, but its pointed end, hidden by something, doesn't spring back as Rosa had expected. That's hard residue piles up in the corner of the wall. It's hard to spot because of how it blends in with the soil, hidden by the weeds. Did someone burn something here? Artem crouches and touches a bit of ash with his fingertip. He rubs it and his expression shifts.
형혹의 불꽃.
The flames of Mars. What's that?
예전에 불의 신이 별자리를 가지고 영원히 꺼지지 않는 불꽃을 만들어냈다고 해요. 그게
Long
바로
ago,
형혹의 불꽃이에요.
it was said that the fire god Jurong plucked stars from the heavens and used them as fuel to create an eternal flame known as the flames of Mars.
고대에 삼켜진 숨결이 터졌을 땐 인간과 요괴 모두 극심한 혼란에 빠졌고 그때 형혹의 불꽃도 자취를 감췄다고 해요.
When the engulfing breath broke out, humans and demons were thrown into chaos, and the flames of Mars were lost.
지금 보니 검은 사슴의 손에 들어간 것 같네요.
It seems it has now fallen into the mystic stag's hands. But I remember that the case files didn't mention anything being found on the mystic stag.
체포되기 전에 형옥의 불꽃을 숨겼을 수도 있고 아니면
It could be that before her arrest, she hid the flames of Mars, or... Artem doesn't finish the thought. He shakes his head slightly, as if denying whatever had just crossed his mind. Wait! Is a stag ever a female deer? I thought it was only used for male deers. Male deer. Maybe I just misunderstood the word. He stands up and gently blows the ash from his fingers, watching as it
다른
disappears.
단서를 더 찾아보죠.
Let's look for other clues. Artem follows the trail of ashes. Rosa walks behind him. For a moment, only their footsteps echo in the courtyard. In under 5 minutes, they finish circling the courtyard and return to their starting point. The ashes also happen to form a complete ring.
검은 사슴이 창우의 힘을 빼앗은 방법이 이거라고 생각해요.
I think this is how the mystic stag stole Changyo's power.
형옥의 불꽃으로 창우를 마당에 가둔 거예요.
He trapped him in the
창우는
courtyard with the flame
물을
of
다루는데
Mars.
능숙하고 홍수까지 일으킬 수 있어서 분명 방심했을 가능성이 크죠.
It's possible, or it's highly likely that because he's good at controlling water and is capable of causing floods, he naturally thought nothing of it. DOT Hoyo's forgotten child, yeah.
그런데 형옥의 불꽃을 끌 수 있는 건 만년설이뿐이라서 창우가 가물성 전체를 물로 잠기게 하더라도 이곳에서 한 발짝도 벗어날 수 없었을 거예요.
Yeah, in terms of events, we don't get much, but we do get like these pretty decent stories, so. But only eternal ice can extinguish the flames of Mars. Even if Changyo floods all of Imperious City, he wouldn't be able to step out of this place.
형옥의 불꽃이 계속해서 타올라 창우는 점점 더 약해졌고 그 틈을 타 검은 사슴이 요력을 빼앗았겠죠.
Under the relentless burn of the flames of Mars, Changyo got weaker and weaker, while the mystic stag seized the opportunity to steal his demonic powers. According to Artem, the flames of Mars are no ordinary fire. Since the mystic stag can control them, she must have a way to make them burn only Changyo. If that's the case, then the mystic stag isn't exactly innocent. Artem, what do you find suspicious? He said that there was more to the case when she met him at his office that day, but he has yet to explain why he thinks so. He stands in the shadow near the wall, lowering his eyes so she can't read his expression.
검은 사슴을 만났을 때 감정이 복잡하다는 걸 느꼈어요.
When I met the mystic stag, I sensed that she
체포된
had
것에 대해
complicated
마음을
emotions.
내려놓은 것 같으면서도 무언가를 걱정하는 듯했죠.
She seemed at peace with being arrested, but she was also worried about something. Emotions. She rarely hears Artem mention something like that, considering how clients or agents who have worked with him describe him as rational. And now that he's judging whether a case has hidden details based on feelings rather than evidence, was the mystic stag's behavior truly that unusual? Artem pauses, his eyes flicker for just a moment before his usual composure returns.
야외에서 요괴가 폭주하는 건 흔한 일이에요. 그날 요원이 창우를 마주치지 않았다면 검은 사슴은 그대로 법망을 피해갔을 거예요.
It's normal for monsters to lose control in the wild. If an agent hadn't run into Changyo that day, the mystic stag would have gotten away with it.
설령 누군가 창우가 남긴 요괴의 뼈를 발견하더라도 그저 폭주라고 생각했을 거고요.
Even if someone discovered the cursed bone left by Changgyo in the future, they just assume he lost control.
계획이 이렇게 치밀한 걸 보면 검은 사슴은 이런 일을 처음 한 게 아닐 거예요. 다른 피해자도 있을 것 같네요.
Seeing how meticulous this plan was, the mystic stag must have done it before. There might be other victims. But how are we going to find the other victims? They both fall silent. The sound of wind rustling the branches becomes particularly clear between them. All right, we can check the missing persons records. If the mystic stag's targets were all great demons like Changgyo, then there must be records of them in the Omni-Spirits Bureau. Cases of disappearance or death would also be recorded accordingly.
제가 직접 본부에 가서 조사하긴 어려우니까 단서를 찾으면 사무소로 찾아와줘요.
It's difficult for me to investigate directly. If you find any leads, please come to my office instead. Okay. Back at the Omni-Spirits Bureau, Rosa quickly narrows down two high-level demons who have gone missing in the past 6 months. Juru and Yongha, both demons who are on par with Changgyo. While it's still early in the day, she heads straight to Artem's law firm with their files.
서두르지 말고
Don't
물부터
rush.
한 잔 마시면서 진정해요.
Have some water and calm down. A cup finds its way into her hand. She takes a sip. The temperature is just right. Artem must have prepared it in advance. I hadn't really noticed before, Artem, but you can use demonic power too. I'm guessing it's because of some connection you have with a certain spirit?
전
He is the spirit. His lips part, but he doesn't say a full sentence. Realizing that she may have accidentally brought up something personal, she quickly waves her hand to brush it off. I'm not trying to pry, it's just that I'm the same way, so I can relate. But you don't have to tell me. Let's get back to discussing the case. Before Artem can respond, she hands him the file. He looks momentarily surprised, but takes it all the same. Perhaps she's just imagining things, but she can hear an almost inaudible sigh. When she glances over in confusion, Artem is already focused on reading the file. According to the records, Juru is a demon that incites military conflict, while Yongha brings drought. Like Changgyo, they are demons who bring disaster and misfortune, but after the peaceful era began, they stopped causing trouble.
그저 공개적으로 악행을 저지르지 않았을 뿐이에요.
They've just stopped acting out in public. What? Artem quickly finishes reading and neatly arranges the files, placing them aside.
모두 공통점이 있는데 바로
They have something else in
현재의
common.
사회에 반대하고 요괴야말로 세상의 지배자라고 생각한다는 거예요.
Oh, they oppose the current society and believe the demon race should be the true rulers of the world.
하퍼시의 평화를 무너뜨리기 위해 계속해서 움직이고 있어요.
They've been continuously making moves to disrupt the peace of Hushu City. What? The Omni-Spirits Bureau hasn't received any reports about this.
일 때문에 다양한 요괴들을 만나다 보니 어느 정도 알게 됐거든요.
I interact with monsters from all walks of life due to my work, so I know a thing or two. Artem smiles faintly as if hiding even more secrets. To be on the safe side, she decides to report what Artem told her once she's back, so her colleagues at the Omni-Spirits Bureau can be prepared if things go south.
거루가 비취 채석장에 불법 시설을 설치했다는데 한번 가보는 게 어떨까요?
Oh, what does he call Juru?
거루가 비취
거루.
채석장에 불법 시설을 설치했다는데
So in Korean, I
한번
guess
가보는 게 어떨까요?
its name is Horo. I recalled that Juru set up an illegal operation at the Jade Quarry. We should check it out. Sure, but it's getting late today and we still need to go to the employment office to help settle the monsters we rescued.
서두를 필요 없어요.
We don't need to rush.
일단 하던 일부터 마무리하죠.
Let's complete our work first. Okay. After returning the files, she heads to the employment office with Artem. Okay, Jade Quarry. Artem, have you noticed that monsters seem to have been following us for quite a while? What? Artem turns to look where she's pointing, and sure enough, a small spirit darts out from behind a rock with a blue crystal shard in its mouth. After exchanging puzzled glances, they both approach the little spirit and crouch down to observe it. May I ask what brings you here? The small spirit glances at Artem, drops the crystal shard in its mouth, and chirps cheerfully a few times. Okay, cute. Another bird. You want to go to Hushu City to be a fortune god for the humans? That's so cute! Fortune god? Do we even have such a position? I believe I've heard about this position before. After a brief pause, Artem looks seriously at the little spirit. However, the requirements to become a fortune god should be quite high. We can do a quick assessment for you. But once you go to Hushu City, you may have to undergo an even stricter evaluation. The little spirit lets out a sound and nods. Seeing that, Rosa and Artem begin a careful assessment of the spirit. Oh my god, it's so cute! It's so stupid looking. Here you need to evaluate the monster if the monster meets the job requirements. Okay. I'm gonna be nice. Access approved! This is so irresponsible, but whatever. Once he earns approval, the crystal Pishu bounces around excitedly and thanks them over and over. It's alright. I hope you can bring good fortune to more people in the future. The crystal Pishu gives a serious chirp, then turns and sets off in a light sprint towards the human settlement. Just before leaving, he suddenly seems to remember something and points toward a nearby fork in the road. He must mean that taking that route will allow us to pass through this district. What a pleasant surprise. Maybe the little one is really a fortune god after all. Yeah. After waving goodbye to the crystal Pishu, Rosa and Artem head off again in the direction it pointed out. Oh. Engulfing breath? These things really get everywhere. The swirling engulfing breath coils around Artem's fingers, threatening to spiral up his arm. Without thinking, she grips his hand tightly. Ooh, hand-holding. I'll handle it.
미안해요. 아직 삼켜진 숨결이 완전히 제거되지 않은 것 같아요. 손이 떨리네요.
Your hands are trembling.
걱정하지 마요.
Don't worry.
제가 잘 협조할게요.
I'll cooperate.
걱정하지 마요.
Don't worry.
당신이 치유해줘서
Thanks to your
이제는 많이
healing,
나아졌어요.
I feel much better now. Thank you. As the engulfing breath disperses, Artem quietly pulls his hand away, leaving only a faint warmth in Rosa's palm. The places where he's been corroded leave behind only a faint trace. Thankfully, the wound isn't too deep, otherwise who knows what lasting effects it could have left. He flexes his knuckles slowly, adjusting to the newly healed flesh. It's alright, I'm thankful for your help. It doesn't seem to affect my ability to use my power. Shattered cursed bones are scattered at his feet. Artem breathes a barely noticeable sigh and shifts the subject. We shouldn't linger. We need to make haste and investigate the powers of the mystic stag once again. I think I saw something about speeding something up. Hopefully we can do that soon. The quarry is a remnant of an earlier age. It's been abandoned for years, and aside from adventurers and Omni-Spirits Bureau agents, no one ever comes here.
이쪽으로.
This way.
발밑 조심해요.
Watch your feet. Rosa nods and follows Artem's lead. The quarry scenery is incredibly monotonous, and even after walking for quite a while, it still feels like they're going in circles. Although there are no official records of Judo's illegal operations, Artem seems familiar with the place. He leads Rosa to a large gray-blue door. The door is ajar, revealing a gap just wide enough for one person to pass through. She can't see what's inside.
안에 아무도 없어요.
There's no one
절
inside.
따라와요.
Follow me. Artem steps inside first. The space beyond is much more open than she expected. A massive arena lies at the center, surrounded by elegant buildings. Just one wall separates two completely different worlds. She wonders how much effort it took to construct this place. It's vast and entirely deserted now, clearly out of operation. Considering that Drew deals with chaos, it makes sense that he's illegally operating an arena.
맞아요.
That's
하퍼시
right.
내에서는 분쟁을 일으킬 수 없으니
Since he couldn't stir up trouble within Hushu
이런
City,
방법을 생각해낸 거겠죠.
he came up with this method to have an outlet.
우리가 어떻게 여기까지 왔는지 기억하나요?
Do you remember how we got here? As she tries to recall the route, she realizes that the scenery on the way here all look similar, and Artem often changes directions, so she can't answer his question. Could this be how Drew hides the arena?
맞아요.
Exactly.
눈속임과 비슷한 거죠.
It's like a misdirection trick. Artem opens his palm, and a vermilion paper crane rises from it, flying toward a seat in the audience before vanishing.
투기장은 회원제로 운영되는데 거르는 회원들이 정확한 위치를 찾을 수 있도록 이런 종이학을 하나씩 나눠줬어요.
Oh, the arena is members only. Drew gives each of his members a paper crane like this to help them find the right location.
이건 제가 이전에 맡았던 의뢰인이 제공한 거예요.
This was provided by one of my previous clients. Artem seems to notice her confusion and gives a brief explanation.
눈속임 말고도
Besides
거울의
misdirection,
능력으로 사람들의 눈과 귀를 속일 수 있는 방법이 아주 많아요.
he also has ways to avoid detection from others.
말령국이 관련 정보를 얻지 못한 것도 이해가 되죠.
So it's no surprise that the Omni-Spirits Bureau hasn't received any intel.
가요.
Let's go. Because the venue is so large, they begin with a general sweep. The spectator seats reveal nothing unusual, but fragments of shattered cursed bones lie scattered in the center of the area. Arena. 3 deep claw marks etched into the stone floor show how sharp Judo's claws are. 2 drops of blood lie nearby, their source unknown.
이 요괴의 뼈는 거루의 것이군요.
These cursed bones belong to Judo.
그가 죽어서 투기장이 이렇게 황량해진 거네요.
The arena is only this deserted because he's dead.
거루는 원래 싸우는 걸 좋아해서
He originally
싸움을
loved
구경하는 건
fighting.
물론이고 직접 경기에 나서기도 했대요.
He wasn't only a spectator, but he also
한
fought
번도
directly
패한
in the
적이
arena
없다고
himself.
하더라고요.
And he was never once defeated. So the Mystic Stag challenged Juru to seize his power? She already gained Changyo's power, so if she faced him head on, victory might be possible.
이상하네요.
Strange. Artem's expression shifts as he murmurs softly, his eyes moving toward the claw marks, between the claw marks and the bloodstains. What's wrong? Does something seem off to you?
설명하기 전에
Before I explain,
부탁이 하나 있어요.
I have a request. No problem, as long as it's something I can do. I'll do my best.
당시 검은 사슴을 체포하는 데 참여한 요원들이 누구였는지 알고 싶어요.
I want to know which agents were involved in the capture of the Mystic Stag. All right. What Artem asked for isn't too troublesome to find, but it does require using internal channels, so no outsiders can be present. Seeing her hesitation, Artem heads off to investigate the area on his own. By the time she finishes contacting the barrel, Artem finishes as well. He's leaning against a stone pillar near the audience seat, his expression dark and unreadable. It's hard to tell what's on his mind. I like this arena setup. It's kind of cool.
제 쪽에선 단서를 찾지 못했는데 당신은요?
Are you back already? I haven't found any other leads. What about you? I found out that the team was composed of 1 senior investigator and 4 mid-level investigators. The senior agent has the ability to use demonic power. Among the 4 mid-level agents, 1 is a monster and the other 3 are ordinary humans.
그럼 그 요원들의 실력은 창우와 비교하면 어떤가요?
How do their abilities compare to Changyo? She shakes her head. They might be more than capable of dealing with the Mystic Stag, but against an ancient demon like Changyo, if Changyo is behind this crime, we'd need to dispatch agents who are of the same level as him. Otherwise, it would be difficult to subdue him.
그렇군요.
That's what I thought. Sorry. I guess he says, so that's how it is. Sorry. That's how it is. As if his guess is confirmed, Artem's expression eases slightly.
검은 사슴이 창우의 힘을 얻었다면 왜 그렇게 쉽게 잡힌 걸까요?
If the Mystic Stag really did obtain Changyo's power, why was she so easily captured?
아니면 체포되는 것도 계획 중 하나였던 건 아닐까요?
Or was getting arrested part of her plan? Maybe we can look into the Mystic Stag's power and see just how capable she really is. Artem thinks for a moment and then nods silently. Interrogation time. There's an anime this season called The Daily Life of a Torturer, and I wasn't expecting it to be set in modern times. And it's basically a slice of life work anime about a group of guys whose literal job it is to torture information out of people. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this exactly, but it's kind of funny. Just don't think too hard about it. Thankfully, it's a lot more convenient to work now that I'm an official agent. After a brief beep, the Mystic Stag walks in. The guard outside greets her before locking the door again. She interrogates the Mystic Stag again as an agent of the Omni-Spirits Bureau. Since Artem is her defense attorney, he remains waiting next door as it is inappropriate for him to be present. The interrogation room's glass is in one way. She can't see Artem, but she can feel his gaze. Hello, I'm an agent from the Omni-Spirits Bureau. I'm here today to learn more about the case. Is it inappropriate though? I feel like having her lawyer beside her as you interrogate her is kind of important, right? Like that. Okay. Maybe law doesn't work that way in Hushu City.
이게 대체 몇 번째야? 너흰 안 귀찮아도 나는 아주 지겨워.
How many times is this already? Even if you guys aren't tired of this, I'm sick of it.
내가 한 일이고 혐의도 인정해. 할 말은 이것뿐이야.
I did it all. I confess. She crosses her hands and the bracelet on her right wrist hits the table with a crisp sound. Wow, they even included that sound. Nice. It's a special bracelet developed by the Omni-Spirits Bureau to suppress demonic powers. Oh, really? But that's not what our investigation shows.
날 떠보려는 거야?
Are you trying to trick me?
조사한 게 뭔지 한번 말해봐.
Then tell me what you found in your investigation first. Well, she pauses for a moment, pretending to be serious, then suddenly grabs her wrist.
이게 뭐 하는...
What are you... Before she reacts, a soft electronic beep sounds. Rosa has unlocked the wristband. Her suppressed demonic power or energy surges. She uses the power of the bluebird to investigate, only to find that the Mystic Stag hasn't absorbed any other demonic energy. How did you... Oh... Before she can finish the sentence, all the lights in the interrogation room go out. Darkness swallows the space. A chaotic surge of demonic power rushes in with a cold wind. The temperature drops in an instant, sending chills down her spine. The power seems to want to take the Mystic Stag away. She grips her wrist tightly, feeling her being pulled in the other direction. Bang! The door is kicked open, and dim light fills the room. Ooh, how exciting.
괜찮아요?
Are you all right? Through her blurred vision, she sees Artem rushing towards her, but he stops at the doorway. The demonic power blocks the space between Rosa and Artem. He can't get through for now, and only the mystic stag's fingertips remain in Rosa's palm. She's about to be taken. I can't let her leave. She pushes herself up using the table, lunges forward, and snaps the bracelet back onto her wrist. She grasps her hand, trying to pull her back, but she's a second too late. She leans backward, letting the demonic force wrap around her before she fades into the dim room. Through the murky light, she catches one last glimpse of her with her eyes filled with tears. Shit, did they just do something bad? Uh-oh. Noise bursts in her ears. A chair is knocked over. Artem leans against the wall as if injured. Artem? The demonic energy fades or vanishes along with the mystic stag. Oh, I hear Rosa running, and the force restraining her lift. She rushes to Artem's side. He clutches his arm, blood seeping through his fingers. Without a first aid kit, she does what little she can to tend to him. What happened?
여기 하나가 와서 검은 사슴을 데려갔는데
A monster came to
저를
take her,
다치게 하려던 건 아니었나 봐요.
but it seems it didn't mean to hurt me. The bleeding stops. Artem stares down at his blood-stained palm. Just now, you... Back in the darkness, Artem could hardly move. That's partly due to the demonic power restraints, but with his strength, the words roll around in her chest. Just as she hesitates to ask, she catches Artem giving a faint smile.
제가 눈이 안 좋아서 어두운 환경에서는 잘 안 보여요.
Aw.
그래서 아까 요력에 휘말리면서 그만 다쳤어요.
That's why he has the monocle? I have an eye condition that prevents me from seeing in dark environments. When I got caught in the demonic force earlier, I was injured by accident. An eye condition? Is it serious? You've never mentioned that before.
오래된 지병이라서 완치는 힘들지만
It's an old problem
일상생활에는
and hard to
지장이
treat.
없어요.
Most of the time, it doesn't affect me. As he speaks, he wipes the blood from the wound. A faint red smear remains in his palm.
이렇게 위험한 상황은 오랜만이네요.
It's been a long time since I've been in this much danger. Let's get your wound treated first. Artem shakes his head.
아니요,
No.
아직 요력이 완전히 사라지지 않았어요.
The demonic power
저
hasn't
힘을
fully
따라가면
faded yet.
검은 사슴과 그녀를 데려간 요괴를 찾을 수 있을 거예요.
If we follow it, we can still find the mystic stag and the monster who took her. Don't worry, I've committed their demonic power to memory. Besides, the mystic stag's power is still being suppressed, so she won't be able to cause too much trouble. No matter how urgent the situation, you can't go all injured.
알겠어요.
All right,
치료하고 가죠.
let's go get me treated. Okay, Beast Cave. In the dim surroundings, confirming the path becomes even more difficult than before. I feel like the dangerous terrain here is more concerning than getting lost. After Rosa and Artem help each other along a rough, uneven stone stairway, some small firefly-like spirits catch her attention. Excuse me, are you monsters who reside here? We want to pass through this grotto. Can you tell us which path would be safer? The little firefly spirit flickers its light and glides close to the ground in the dark, lighting a path ahead for her. Brilliant, thank you so much. With the little spirits guiding her, she sets off at once and continue on their way. They follow the traces left by the chaotic demonic energy and head deeper into the mines. Unexpectedly, while passing through a valley with extremely low visibility, the engulfing breath surges like a tide and engulfs them both. I'm fine. Let's get out of here. She quickly grabs his arm and stumbles out of the space. Although they escaped in time, the accumulated engulfing breath still causes serious damage to his body. The wound was so deeply corroded this time. Ominous black mist curls at the edges of the wound as she carefully places her palm against his chest. Don't worry, it's not as serious as it looks. He seems to be trying to comfort her, forcing a smile. Close your eyes, let me treat you first. Aww.
좀 불편했는데 이제 괜찮아졌어요. 네, 상처가 아물고 있어요.
It was a little tough at first, but I'm much better now. Yes, the wound is completely healed. The power of the bluebird finally disperses the lingering engulfing breath that clings to him, and the purified wound begins to heal slowly. Although the purification is complete now, I'll still need to treat it properly when I get back. Artem lifts his arm to examine the remaining scars, but his expression doesn't change much. For some reason, she senses a hint of scrutiny in his gaze, as if he's looking at something unfamiliar. Okay, I'll do as you say, but before that, we still need to find the real culprit. He gets up and turns toward the depths of the mine. Her worry catches in her throat. Am I just imagining things, or does he not seem to care about himself? Now that Artem is mostly recovered, They follow the lingering trail of demonic energy and finally arrive at the Beast Cave. The Beast Cave was once a large mine, but it was abandoned after the engulfing breath grew too thick inside. As they go deeper, the demonic aura mixes with the engulfing breath, making it impossible to trace. They stop at a fork. Artem shakes his head. All right, Artem. The demonic energy just now was chaotic. I believe the monster who rescued this mystic stag is the real culprit. After stealing the demonic powers from Changnyo and Juru, the demon was unable to absorb them, and now it's on the verge of losing control. A sound comes from deeper inside. Rosa and Artem exchange glances and crouch down to enter the left tunnel. They slow their steps. After walking only a short distance, they hear faint noises. Turning the corner, they find Mystic Stag and the monster who saved her standing before them. A girl with antlers bearing a strong resemblance to the Mystic Stag is anxiously fiddling with the bracelet on the Mystic Stag's wrist. No matter what she does, she can't seem to take it off.
저건 푸른 사슴이에요.
The cyan deer. Artem lowers his voice, but he can't hide the surprise in his tone. Are they sisters? Yes.
검은 사슴이 푸른 사슴 대신 죄를 뒤집어 쓴 것 같아요.
It looks like the Mystic Stag took
복잡한 감정을 보였던 거겠죠.
the blame for the cyan deer, so that's why she felt that way. But with the cyan deer's current power, I'm afraid we can't bring them both back. Let's hold our position for now and wait until I can contact rescue.
이미 늦었어요.
It's already too late. They found them. As soon as the words leave her mouth, the cyan deer suddenly lets go of the Mystic Stag's wrist, clutches her own neck, and collapses to the ground. The Mystic Stag reaches out to support the cyan deer, but is pushed away by the latter. Oh no, she's going berserk. Rosa instinctively rushes to the cyan deer's side, but by the time she realizes what she's done, all she hears is Artem calling her name. The sisters clearly think that they've come to arrest them. Just as she's about to touch the cyan deer, the Mystic Stag shoves her back. Ugh. She tries to dodge, but her footing slips. She crashes into a nearby stone pillar, and her shoulder burns with pain. Cyan deer, you must leave, or you must run away. The Mystic Stag doesn't finish her sentence. She suddenly freezes in place, completely motionless. The mining lamp flickers, shadows stretch out towards the floor. When she turns around, Artem is already standing beside her. She meets Artem's gaze, but the warmth she's used to seeing in his eyes is no longer there. Ooh.
괜찮아요?
Are you alright? Whoa! And the way he said that too.
괜찮아요?
I love this music. She can't find the words, so she shakes her head. A sharp throb pulses at her temple. The familiar sensation floods over her like a tide. She looks at Artem with a questioning gaze, hoping for an explanation, but it's like trying to catch the moon's reflection in water, just stirring ripples without grasping anything.
일단 저 둘을 데려가죠.
Let's take them back first. The Mystic Stag has been mysteriously restrained while the cyan deer is suffering from being on the verge of losing control. Now is the perfect time to capture and bring them to justice. However, before she can act, the mine starts shaking violently. The ground between them and the Mystic Stag suddenly splits open.
조심해요.
Be careful. Artem pulls her away from falling debris. The cyan deer seems to have regained control and runs to the Mystic Stag, grabbing her arm.
언니, 빨리 가자.
Unni, let's go quickly. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. But she doesn't budge. The Mystic Stag stands there in a daze.
검은 사슴은 당신과 함께 가지 못할 거예요.
She won't be able to go with you.
그쪽은
You...
당신은 남의 요력을 빼앗은 혐의가 있으니 저희와 같이 가시죠.
Cyan deer, you're suspected of stealing demonic power and you must come back with us. Across the crack, the cyan deer shoots them both a hateful glare, then turns to whisper something into the Mystic Stag's ear. Then she transforms into a small deer and disappears swiftly into the darkness. Ooh. The mine returns to calm. After spending time clearing debris and finding a way through the fissure, they finally reach the Mystic Stag's side. But the exit is completely blocked by rubble, so they have no choice but to wait for rescue. The Mystic Stag is too weak to escape. Artem removes her seal, and that familiar feeling stirs her nerves again. What kind of power does Artem possess? Yeah, seriously. I haven't done the card, so I have no idea. Like waking from a deep dream, the Mystic Stag stares blankly toward where the cyan deer left and curls up in a corner,
이제
silent.
와서도 진실을 말하지 않을 건가요?
Even now, you still refuse to tell the truth?
할 말 없어. 날 데려가.
I have nothing to say. Take me back.
당신은 공범이고
You're-
진짜 범인은 푸른 사슴이죠.
You're an accomplice. The true culprit is a cyan deer, isn't it?
용화의 능력에서 비롯된 것이고요.
The fissure now was Yongha's ability.
충분한 증거가 됩니다.
That's evidence enough.
오래된 폐광은 제대로 관리가 안 돼서 무너지는 건 흔한 일이야. 근데 그걸 내 동생 탓으로 돌리겠다고?
The abandoned mine has been in disrepair for years and collapses are common. You're blaming my sister for that? Rosa tugs at Artem's sleeve and shakes her head. He purses his lips and steps aside, letting her walk up to the Mystic Stag. Do you not care about the cyan deer anymore? The Mystic Stag's eyes flicker, growing sharp.
무슨 뜻이지?
What do you mean? The cyan deer has absorbed too much demonic energy, but she can't handle it all. You saw it yourself. She's already starting to lose control. If we don't stop this now, your sister will be completely transform into engulfing breath. Mystic Stag, is this truly the outcome you want? Seemingly recalling the cyan deer's earlier expression, the Mystic Stag's face softened slightly. I can save her. After saying this, she uses the power of the bluebird to disperse the engulfing breath around them. Although the Mystic Stag's demonic power is suppressed, she can still feel the engulfing breath fading away. She lowers her eyes and stays silent for a long moment before giving a slight nod.
알겠어.
All right. Tell us what happened first.
오래전 일이야.
It was a
내
long time ago.
동생은 선천적으로 약했고
My little sister
태어날
was born
때부터
premature.
요괴의 뼈에 균열이 있었어.
She had cracks in her cursed bone from birth.
원래는 1000년을 넘기지 못할 운명이었지만 100년 전에 내가 구한 신비한 약초 덕분에 동생의 목숨을 연장할 수 있었지.
Oh, she was not meant to live beyond 1,000 years, but 100 years ago, I obtained a mystical herb that extended her life.
그런데 그때부터
But from then,
요괴의 뼈에 난 균열이 점점 심각해지더라고.
the cracks have been getting worse and worse.
요력이 요괴의 뼈를 강화할 수 있다는 건 알았지만 내 힘이 부족했어.
I know the demonic power can strengthen the cursed bone, but my power isn't strong enough, so that's why you're stealing power from other monsters? The Mystic Stag clenches her fist, silently agreeing.
우리도 아무 죄 없는 이들을 함부로 해친 건 아니야.
But we didn't kill any innocent people on purpose.
그 용하라는 요괴까지.
Changyo, Juru, and Yonghe
뒤에서는 꽤 나쁜 일들을 했지.
all have done bad things.
그렇다고 해도
Even so,
당신이 심판할 일은 아니에요.
it's not your place to pass judgment. That's the law's job.
그런 건 상관없어.
I don't care about that.
동생만 구할 수 있다면 뭐든 할 거야.
If it's to save my sister, I can do anything.
요괴의 뼈가
I can do
많이
everything.
안정되긴 했는데 동생은 곧 폭주하게 될 거야.
Even though the cursed bone has stabilized somewhat, she's close to going berserk.
결국 난 내 동생을 구하지 못했어.
In the end, I couldn't save my sister. She covers her face in emotional turmoil, hiding her tears. Rosa wants to comfort her, but all words feel lacking. Artem falls silent in thought, as if weighing something. After a long pause, he finally looks at Rosa in the eye.
전 비법이 하나 있는데 그걸 쓰면 푸른 사슴이 앞으로 요괴뼈의 균열로 고생하는 일은 없을 거예요.
Ooh, I have a secret method. The cyan deer will never suffer from cursed bone fractures again.
진짜야?
Really? The mystic stag suddenly lifts her head, staring at Artem in disbelief. She leans forward and grabs his clothes as if clinging to her last hope. Artem doesn't stop her, nor does he do anything else. She steps forward to help her up, just as Artem's calm voice reaches her ears.
대가를 치러야겠지만 이게
It comes with a
방법이라고
cost.
생각해요.
But it is our only option.
어떤 대가?
What's the cost? Artem's gaze shifts to Rosa. He pauses but gives no explanation.
걱정하지. 푸른 사슴이 더 고통받게 하진 않을 테니까요.
Don't worry. I won't let her suffer anymore. What are they being so cryptic about? The mystic stag follows Artem's gaze to Rosa. As if realizing something, she stops pressing and simply nods to him.
알겠어.
All right. What?
그리고 이 일이 끝난 뒤에는 법적 판결과 그에 따른 처벌을
And
받아야
after-
할 겁니다.
And after this is done, you will face legal judgment and accept punishment. The conversation ends abruptly. Artem turns to Rosa.
지금 출구가 막혀 있으니 구조를 기다리기보다는 계속 전진하는 게 나을 것 같네요.
The exit is sealed. Rather than waiting for rescue, we should keep moving
검은
forward.
사슴은 지금 요력이 없으니 여기 있고
The mystic stag has
푸른
no
사슴이 어디로
spiritual
갔는지
power,
우리가 확인해 볼까요?
so let her stay here while we go look for where the cyan deer went. Is that all right? Yeah, but
도망가지 않을 테니까
I won't run.
너희들은 가봐.
You go,
나랑 한 약속 잊지 마.
and don't forget what you promised me. They take the mining lamps, then Rosa takes the mining lamps, then follows Artem into the dark cave where the cyan deer disappeared. After a moment of thought, she reaches out to Artem. Artem, if you can't see clearly, please hold on to me. He pauses, and only then does she realize how ambiguous her words sound. Her cheeks flush with heat. Don't get the wrong idea. Artem takes her fingertips in his cold palm. She instinctively curls her fingers.
가죠.
Let's go. Oh. She cautiously moves forward, holding Artem's hand with one hand and a mining lamp in the other. For a moment, the two of them stay silent. She has so many questions for him, and now that they're finally alone, she doesn't even know where to start. Noticing her silence, Artem pauses briefly and then speaks.
왜 그래요?
What's wrong? Ah, the music! It's the song. When you restrained the mystic stag earlier, it felt familiar. Artem, could you tell me what kind of spirit you were commanding? A soft, lonely sigh comes from behind. She turns her head involuntarily and catches a glimpse of Artem smiling faintly, almost mockingly under the dim light.
혼돈이에요.
It's the Hundon. One of the 4 great evil beasts?
네.
Yes. After peace returned between humans and monsters, the 4 great evil beasts ceased their violence. Some hid among humans, while others blended into society. Since then, there has been no news of the Hundun. She never expected Artem to be capable of commanding him. Everyone would be just as shocked as I am if they knew about this.
무섭지 않아요?
Aren't you afraid? She shakes her head. She still doesn't know where that strange sense of familiarity comes from, but Artem's honesty makes her feel more at ease. There are many contrasts between humans and monsters to begin with, and even I can only use monsters' powers because of the bluebird's gift. I'm surprised, but if it weren't for your power just now, we might still be in danger. After all, even the power of the Hundun will produce different effects depending on who wields it. She winks at Artem. But I'm guessing this is a secret?
비밀 지켜줄 수 있나요?
Will you be able to keep it a secret? Of course. As she speaks, a faint white light appears ahead. Only then does she realize they've reached the cave entrance. Outside is a shadowy forest. The cave connects to the delusional forest. Artem lets go of her hand, but he still feels the warmth of his touch on her fingertips. The cyan deer fled into the delusional forest. She probably won't last long in her current state. But there's too much engulfing breath in the delusional forest. We can't just rush in recklessly.
우선 먼저 돌아가죠.
Let's head back first.
준비 마치는 대로 최대한 빨리 와요.
We'll return as soon as we're ready. After marking the location, they both return to the cave. The rescue team arrives just in time, and they leave with the mystic stag for now. Delusional forest. While moving through the forest, an elderly monster suddenly blocks their path. He looks aged, his eyes dull and unfocused, but he insists on having them evaluate him. You're saying you want to take up the position of a chef among humans, and you can bring your own spatula? That's so cute. The great monster nods earnestly, and then shows them the large pot strapped up to its back. After thinking it over, Rosa turns to look at Artem. Food is essential to people's lives, so a chef's assessment must be quite demanding. And to confirm whether he's qualified for this position, we'll need to observe quite a few details, right? Yes, let's assess him while we're not busy. Okay. Access denied. I feel bad for it. Though reluctant, the many shortcomings of the Hou are facts that cannot be changed. Perhaps being a human chef really isn't the right job for him. Please don't be discouraged. Our preliminary assessment may contain some subjective opinions. If you're truly interested in this position, I recommend you going to Hoshu City for the assessment. Yeah, and there are many chef-related positions and workplaces out there. You'll definitely get a chance to fulfill your dream. Owu nods slowly and steps aside to let them pass. Watch out. The delusional force is full of danger. Just as Artem tries to shield her, he suddenly clutches his stomach and drops to one knee. Artem, are you okay? The delusional forest grows darker. The corruption from the engulfing breath intensifies the deeper they go. Rosa helps Artem lean against a tree trunk, gently moving his hand away. Sure enough, a thick and strange black aura seeps from the wound. How did it get this serious? The wound crisscrosses all over him, clearly making movement difficult for him. Be careful, engulfing breath and the cyan deer. Beads of sweat trickle down his temple as he closes his eyes, breathing heavily while giving fragmented instructions. All right, I understand. Let me help treat your wounds first. She tries to stay calm and places her hand on the area with the worst injury. All she wants now is to ease his suffering as quickly as possible. I don't actually know what's the worst area.
저는 괜찮아요.
I'm all right.
위험하니 조심해요.
It's dangerous, so be careful.
상처가 조금.
These
혹시
wounds.
놀랐나요?
Were you scared?
걱정하지 마요. 앞으로는 이런 위험한 상황에 처하지 않도록 약속할게요.
Don't worry, I promise I won't put myself in such dangerous situations. Aw. Even though the engulfing breath has been purged, she still doesn't let go. Don't be upset. I'm much better now, aren't I? I'm just a bit shaken. She can't bear to imagine what danger Artem might have faced if his wounds hadn't been discovered and treated in time. He lifts his hand, and she instinctively expects his fingertips to linger on her cheek, but those pale fingertips only brush past the ends of her hair. Pardon me, there was a wisp of engulfing breath left, and I dispelled it. Oh my gosh. Thank you. The more he tries to explain, the more forced it feels. That gentle touch, like a butterfly fluttering its wings, stays only for a moment, yet it stirs faint ripples of something different. Fortunately, you saved me once again, preventing the engulfing breath from invading any deeper. I'm also grateful that my power can save you. Color slowly returns to his pale cheeks as Artem closes his eyes briefly and gets to his feet. But our most pressing task right now is to continue searching for the cyan deer. The butterfly, its wings fluttering slightly, seems to have drifted away, and she returns to where she stood before. Okay. She nods and sets off with him. This unrest must eventually come to an end. When it does, everything will settle into place. Last part of the story. Once preparations are complete, they apply for a special outing permit for the Mystic Stag and bring her with them to the delusional forest. When the engulfing breath outbreak happened, the most dangerous monsters were driven into the forest. The corruption here is even denser than she'd imagined. Artem frowns as the Mystic Stag's breathing turns rapid. She helps stabilize her mind and clear away some of the surrounding engulfing breath. The delusional forest is vast, and the Mystic Stag can't stay here for long, but how can we find the cyan deer?
혹시 짐작 가는 게 있나요?
Do you have any leads? Before she can answer, a violent gust of wind tears past, carrying a surge of demonic energy towards them. They're just about to defend themselves when she suddenly throws herself in front of her.
푸른 사슴, 그만둬.
Cyan deer, stop! The demonic energy fades in front of the Mystic Stag, gently ruffling her hair. The deer-horned girl walks out from the woods, her eyes dark and somber, as if she has become one with her surroundings.
언니, 왜 저 사람들을 구해준 거야?
언니, why are you saving them?
나는 이 사람들을 구하려는 게 아니라
I'm not
널
trying to
구하려는
save them.
거야.
I'm trying to save you.
변호사가 네 고통을 완전히 끝낼 수 있다고 했어.
Mr. Wing said he can put an end to your suffering once and for all. But those words seem to strike a nerve. The cyan deer suddenly grows agitated.
말도 안 돼.
Impossible.
우리도 여태까지 못 찾았는데
We've been searching for
인간 따위가
years.
어떻게 방법을 알고 있다는 거야?
He's just a human. How could he have found a solution?
내 말 좀 들어봐.
Listen to me, please. Stop it. The cyan deer groans, cutting off the Mystic Stag. She clutches her chest and can no longer hold her human form.
서둘러야 할 것 같아요.
I think we should hurry. The cyan deer can no longer control her demonic power. Shattered stones on the ground suddenly hurtle towards her. Artem blocks them all, but the cyan deer's power seems endless. The assault doesn't stop. While she's still distracted, Artem pulls Rosa behind a large tree. He leans down and whispers in her ear.
제가 푸른 사슴을 견제할 테니 당신은 기회 봐서 정화해요.
I'll fight her, so find a chance to purify her. Got it. The Mystic Stag continues pleading with her nearby, but the cyan deer raises her hand. Just like in the interrogation that day, the Mystic Stag is swept up by the demonic energy and drawn towards her. Her voice fades into the swirling power, leaving only her eyes visible, eyes filled with worry for the cyan deer.
언니,
언니,
지금 당장
right now I will definitely save you. Hold on.
가지 마요.
Don't go. A loud crash erupts by her ear. Artem pulls her into his arms and covers her ears. She looks up. Before she can ask him what that was all about, she sees fire erupt all around her. Flames surround her and Artem. There's no way forward or back. No way. The fire grows wilder. Trees crackle and burn. The cyan deer stands on the far end, a ball of flame hovering between her hands.
형옥의 불꽃이군요.
It's the flames of Mars. The cyan deer's brows knit tightly. Using the flames of Mars strains her body even more, but still she doesn't stop.
너희는 여기서 죽는 거야.
You can all just die here.
그런가요?
Will we? Artem speaks coldly, his eyes as emotionless and deep as an abyss. Light gathers in his palm. The cyan deer freezes. He stares in disbelief, trying to move even a single finger, but it's useless. Artem, you... This is the true power of the Hundun. Even the cyan deer, after absorbing the strength of 3 powerful demons, falls under Artem's control in an instant. Suddenly, darkness clouds her vision. All sound begins to fade. In a haze, she thinks Artem says something to her, but she can't answer. She can't even speak his name. Her heart pounds. She glances around uneasily. Drawn by that familiar feeling, she sees a dense, tar-like blackness. What's that? A flash of white light appears before her eyes. She raises her hand to shield them, only to realize she's still in the delusional forest, with Artem standing safely beside her. Everything that happens feels like an illusion. She rubs her eyes. What happened to me?
얼른 가요.
Go now. Artem gives her arm a light push, and she finally notices the cyan deer's vacant stare. She's clearly falling completely under Artem's control. The flames in her hands have vanished, replaced by a small shard of ice, likely the eternal ice. The surrounding flames haven't fully died down, but a path opens before her, leading towards the cyan deer. Oh my god! What the heck was that? She rushes to her side, emerald light enveloping her entirely. Much of the demonic power that doesn't belong to her is stripped away. She finally calms down, but collapses as if she's run out of strength.
왜 우리를 그냥 놔두지 않는 거야?
Why couldn't you just leave us alone?
법 외에도 인정이란 게 있죠.
Beyond the law, there's still
당신들의
human
행동은
emotion.
이해할 수 있지만
I can understand what you've done,
처벌을 면할 수는 없어요.
but it doesn't excuse you from punishment.
저는 당신들의 변호사로서
But as your
공정한
attorney,
판결을 끌어내도록 할 겁니다.
I will secure a fair verdict for you. I'm sorry. Monster attorney is crazy. The power restraining the mystic stag disappears. She crouches down and gently embraces the cyan deer.
이제 그만해. 널 구하기 위해서라면
Let's stop this
뭐든
now.
할수 있지만
I'm willing to do everything I
네가
can to save you.
숨결로 변하는 걸 보고 싶진 않아.
I don't want to see you turn into the engulfing breath.
평범하게 같이 살고 싶다고 했던 거 기억나?
Don't you remember how we once dreamed of a peaceful, ordinary life?
그게 다 무슨 소용이겠어?
But if you're not here, it doesn't mean anything.
이번 한 번만 저 사람들을 믿어보자.
Let's try
정말
trusting them
방법이
just this
있을지도
once.
모르잖아?
What if they really have found a way? Oh. The cyan deer lowers her arms and starts crying uncontrollably in the mystic stag's arms. Rosa glances at Artem. His gaze is calm and gentle, yet unreadable. She lowers her head and stops overthinking. She tells herself that at least this is over now. Everything returns to peace. When she visits Artem's law office again with a new case file, it feels like an entire lifetime has passed. The twin deer case was tried behind closed doors. After handing them over to the authorities that day, you can only learn about what happened from Artem. I'll ask him about it later. But she looks around, but the law firm's door is nowhere to be seen. Did the law firm disappear?
절 찾고
Oh, I'm so sorry. That I was surprised, so I pressed.
절 찾고 있나요?
Are you looking for me? A familiar voice comes from behind. She turns around in surprise to see Artem standing just a step away. Artem, why are you...
얼마 전에 사슴자매 사건이 끝나고 좀 지쳐서
I was quite tired after wrapping up the twin deer case the other day. So I temporarily hid the law firm. Okay. You're closed?
사전 예약한 고객만 상담하고 있어요.
I'm only accepting clients with prior appointments. Oh, that's crazy. Then Rose is coming here today. The thought makes her rub her nose, a little embarrassed. I must be disturbing you then, aren't I?
아니요.
No.
당신이라면 언제든지 환영이죠.
If it's you, you're always welcome. Artem pauses and glances at her nose.
더 비비면 코가 빨개질 거예요.
Your nose will turn red if you keep rubbing it. So, how are we going to get in? She awkwardly changes the subject, but Artem doesn't seem to mind. He points at a mossy brick over her head. Deep green spreads from a crack in the wall. It's not very noticeable. He then taps the four corners of the brick. But the familiar door she expects doesn't appear.
실례할게요.
Excuse me? Huh? She looks at Artem in confusion. He lets out a quiet laugh and gently covers her eyes with his hand. Unlike that day in the beast cave, his palm is warm. Her face begins to warm along with it. Light filters through her fingers as Artem guides her forward. She doesn't touch any walls, and the noise of the street fades away. Artem lets go of her. In the blink of an eye, she's already standing inside the office. What's going
그
on?
문은 바라보면 열리지 않아요. 그래서 들어오고 싶을 땐 주시를 멈춰야 하죠.
It's a door that must not be gazed upon, so you can't look when you enter.
다음엔 그냥 들어와요.
Just next time, just come in directly. She nods and places the case file on his desk. Oh, right. How are the mystic stag and the cyan deer doing?
순조롭게 해결됐어요.
Everything has been
그
resolved
전에도
neatly,
마땅한 처벌을 받았고요.
and they've received their punishment.
이제 모든 게 끝나면
Once this is over,
새로운 삶을 시작할 수 있을 거예요.
they can begin their new lives. She finally feels the weight in her chest ease, and she breathes a sigh of relief. That's great. Artem opens the case file. He glances at it and taps his finger twice on the desk.
사슴 자매 사건은 끝났지만
The twin deer
지금
case has
또
been
다른
closed,
까다로운 사건이 생긴 것 같네요.
but it seems there's a new tricky case.
저와 함께 조사하지 않을래요?
Do you want to investigate it with me? Sunlight streams through the window, falling beside Artem and lighting up the tiny floating dust motes in the air. He doesn't rush her to answer. He just waits in silence. If she keeps quiet, maybe he'll wait until sunset, until moonrise, or even until the stars appear before dawn. But she doesn't want the wait between them to last that long, so she leans towards him and meets his gaze. Of course I'm willing.